Today I'm talking about 13 tips make you save money and have more money at the end of the month. Most people write me and complain, I need to make more money. What can you do a video about this? So I researched and discovered 13 simple tips to actually save money. And then maybe another video will talk about making money, but this is about saving what you already have that you might mindlessly be spending. Okay, so stay with me. 13 tips coming right up. Tip number 1, master the 30-day rule. What I mean by that is if you're going to buy an item and you don't need it immediately, it's not a must-have like immediately have. It's a want, not a must. So master the 30-day rule means sit on it for 30 days. Put it in your wish list. So if you have a wish list, Amazon for example, put it in your wish list, revisit that 30 days later. Then you may find yourself not even wanting it. It might have been an impulse buy. So mastering the 30-day rule simply is sit on it for 30 days. So many people just see it, buy it, and it's only $20, it's only $30, and cumulatively that adds up over a fiscal year, over a year's time. You will find yourself, where did my money go? So little things like that add up over time. It's kind of compounding. So you have to really find yourself implementing this 30-day rule. It's hard. It was hard for me, but I found myself now enjoying myself, really thinking more logically about spending than emotionally, because most, like all sales are emotional, right? So find yourself sitting on something you really don't need now, that's not a must-have or something you can't live without immediately, then finding this 30-day rule really successful for me. Guys, let's go on to tip number 2. One thing I found talking with some of my people is they don't have saving goals. So saving goals, you can start small, but if you don't have a goal, you have nowhere to go. So find yourself setting a saving goal for yourself. If you do want to buy a house, you got maybe 20%, maybe talk to an accountant on that one, but you actually want to have a saving goal with what you have. If you don't have a goal with your money, it will just disappear. It will not be there for you. Because if you don't respect the money, it won't respect you. Someone said that. But I really believe you can do this. So set a goal for yourself today with your expenditure. Let's go to tip number 3. Tip number 3. I found this one really helpful. It's actually a 10-second rule. So when you're about to buy something, ask yourself, do I really need this? Do I really have to have this? Can I wait? Maybe I should wait for it to go on sale. Is this really something that I'm just impulse buying? So the 10-second rule is a great one to implement, but you do have to do it properly with yourself, because you don't always want to ask these questions. You want to become a smart buyer. So as you do these tips and tricks, you actually find yourself not needing to always ask this question. It'll become instinctive and it'll be unconscious, confident. Tip number 4, stop smoking and drinking. Well, maybe not totally, but smoking, I would definitely kick that habit. That is unhealthy, and I don't even think people do it like they used to, but that came up with my research. But over a time of a year, $1,000 was spent on the average smoker. So find yourself not being the average smoker and smoking. That's $1,000 a year that was spent on cigarettes. I couldn't believe it. With alcohol, maybe just set certain days with yourself. I recommend just doing it on special occasions or occasions, but if you find yourself drinking much, limit yourself, make it wise, and that way you won't be spending so much. Honestly, you can spend more on drinks than food when you go out to restaurants. Let's go on to the next tip. Tip number 5, cancel unused subscriptions. You may have subscriptions you don't even realize you're paying for. These subscriptions are auto-renewable, so you have to realize what on your credit card statements, what are you really paying for every month? Look at it. Most people don't even look at their credit cards. I couldn't believe it. I did this whole research survey and it came up with all these tips. And really, discover what you're doing with your money, because that way you begin to save it and really respect the money more. Don't mindlessly spend. These subscriptions are like Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. If you're not using them, then cancel them. But if you're enjoying them and you're getting something out of them, that's okay. But I guarantee there's some using you don't need. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to tip number 6, save money automatically. What I mean by that is set up an account that automatically takes money out of your account into a savings account that you never touch. Over time, you will find yourself with more money than you really realize. That happened to me, and I found it to be a great success. So I didn't even miss it, didn't even know it was there. It just was drafted out. Then all of a sudden you had money that was compounding, building. So that is a great way to do it. Just take it out automatically into a savings account. I liked it and you'll like it too. Number 7, skip the coffee shop. Well, maybe not altogether, but $5 average for a cup of coffee is a little bit extreme. When you find yourself over a month's period spending so many days and so many times going to the coffee shop, you can make it at home, or maybe you have it free in the office. Not sure, but I would actually make your own a few days a week so you can break this habit. This habit, you say it's only $5, it's only $3. Over a year's time, you will find yourself spending more money than you realize. So definitely be mindful of the small spending. It really adds up. You could take that money and put it elsewhere into a savings account or a money market account. That would be a better choice for your money. Number 8, sign up for rewards programs. Rewards programs can give you money back that you don't even realize you have. This money is actually your money, and they will give you interest on things you buy. So cash back sometimes. These reward programs can really add up. I found myself enjoying it now and getting free gifts, money back that I never did before because I didn't investigate what it really was. I just thought it was a membership. Some of them are free, so please look at it and investigate yours. You may have something you don't realize. Number 9, open your windows. There's a time and place that you can open your windows in your house to have a great draft where you don't need the air conditioning. This time of year could be spring or fall, but that time of year is beautiful to have the fresh air come in to your house or apartment, and you will just love you did that because your electric bill will go down. You will find yourself having money you didn't realize by just enjoying nature a little bit, and fresh air is really good for you and it makes you feel good. Let's go to the next one. Guys, the next one, number 10, is pack your lunch. Pack your lunch. You would not believe how much money you can spend eating out at work every day, or just eating out even on the weekends with lunch. Lunch was one thing they said people spent mindlessly on because they weren't at home or the fridge, and they just went for anything and everything. So if you were to plan your meals, you would actually have what you want ready for you, and it would cost you much less. Average, let's say $3 to $4 to make something, opposed to like 10 or 11 in some places, it said, statistically. So pack your lunch. You'll be glad you did at the end of the month. Let's go to the next one. The next one, number 11, create an interest-bearing account. Basically, if you don't already have something set up like a money market account or IRA, you need to have time to do that, because that will pay off over time tremendously. You'll be happy and glad you did. Most people, when they're young, they don't think they need that, but I will here to tell you that has really made a big difference with most people as they get older and they see that money in that money market account or IRA or 401k. Do it, it will pay off. Give it time. Let's go to the next. Number 12, just have an annual amount of your spending. So have it allocated, different categories of what you're spending and where do you want it to go. So do you know $20 a week for snacks can add up to $1,000 a year, I believe. So that is something you want to be mindful of. And if you don't have any implemented plan, you will find it just disappearing. So annualize your spending and you'll be happy you did at the end of the year. You'll have more money than you realize, but you got to be patient and you can't buy always on impulse. Being patient, waiting for it, you will see it there when you want it later at the end of the year. Let's go to the next tip. Number 13 is skip fast food. Maybe you don't even eat fast food, and I hope you don't, but skip fast food. Most people that eat fast food actually spend much more over a month's period on food as someone that doesn't. You actually crave it. You actually find yourself, well, it's just this, is that. It's so convenient. Please do not eat fast food. Your body does not pay off better, and you actually spend more over a month's period. So stop fast food today and you'll be happy you did. Guys, I hope these tips have helped you. These have really helped me. Please comment below if you're already using any of these, which ones have worked for you, and if I left one out, which one do you recommend has helped you? These tips are all for us as a community to share. So please share below, and I will see you in the next video.